I want to congratulate the commission members for this, and their staff, for this memorable occasion. I'm honored to be a recipient of the Margaret Brent Award and to share this particular moment with these four outstanding women. I thank my colleagues from Oregon who made this possible, and many of them are here today, along with my two sons and my two daughters. I thank them for their lifelong loyalty and their support. My association with women lawyers and judges has been the greatest highlight of my career, primarily because I worried for so many years after becoming a lawyer that we would never have enough women in the profession to make the startling impact that has, in fact, come about. Never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined being here today when I became a law school graduate almost 45 years ago. It was mid-August 1962, and I was sitting in the office of the chairman of the political science department at the University of Oregon, some 100 miles from my home in Portland. I'd come to the chairman's office to talk about work on a doctoral program in political science. His response, "Betty, I can't let you do that. You are 39 years old, and you will be 45 when you complete the doctoral program. You'd only have 20 years to repay the taxpayers of Oregon for their investment in you." The finality of his words were stunning. There had never been a woman professor in the department and never a woman doctoral candidate. But my grades were so near perfect that rejection hadn't even occurred to me. There were no gender or age discrimination laws and no appeal process from that decision. Driving back to Portland in my old station wagon with no air conditioning, I swore a little, but my thoughts turned to the night law school in Portland that I'd heard about. And within days, I was walking up a long flight of well-worn wooden stairs to the second floor in an old downtown building where the law school had 3 classrooms, a room called the library, and one that was the office of the dean, president, registrar, all combined in one person. I said to the woman sitting at the first desk that I'd like to get information on the law school. She nodded to the gentleman at another desk and said, "I should talk to Judge Gantenbein." As I sat opposite his desk, I repeated my request. He said, "What education do you have?" I said, "I have a bachelor's degree in education, a master's in political science, and I teach social studies in high school." "Good," he says, "you won't have to take the entrance exam." Then he pointed to the woman and he said, "You need to talk to Mrs. Cornelius, who will tell you about tuition and getting registered and buying used books. But you need to hurry because classes start next week." And that's how I became a lawyer. Within just a few days, I had experienced 2 very strong emotions: the humiliation of discriminatory rejection and the joyful, unhesitating acceptance. I've had many occasions to compare Dr. Wingert's words saying, "You can't and you won't," to Judge Gantenbein's, "You can and you will." What a difference one person can make in our lives. It was lonely being a woman lawyer then, in the 1960s, and even more so as the first woman on the Oregon Appellate Court, where at first there were few women clerks and few women lawyers appearing before either court. That began to change while I served on the bench. When I resigned from the Supreme Court and found women organizing to form the Oregon Women Lawyers Association, it seemed a miracle of transformation. Some turned to me for advice and guidance, and I found that they were hungry to learn about history of women in the legal profession so that it would help them understand what needed to be done. And so I say to you today that younger women want to know our stories. Young people, young men and women want to know our stories, not just the successes and accomplishments, but the tough parts too. We need to tell them about the rejections, the defeats, the losses, as well as the rewards, the wins, and the achievements. For we all know it is the first that makes us strong and determined enough to try again and to succeed. We are here to recognize each other's own unique backgrounds and to reaffirm our commitment to do what we can personally and through our profession to ensure that every individual has the opportunity to find his or her own amazing path through life. I thank the Commission for the hard work they do in promoting women in our profession, and certainly for this award. And I share it with each of you, and I share this message with each of you, and especially to my family and my friends and my colleagues from Oregon. It's all of your award, too.